Hello, in this video I will show you how to make this slipper. It's a size, woman size 8.5, 9 US size, and it has no seams, just like a child's slipper. I'll show you inside. That's how it looks on the inside. This part is wider and then it narrows towards the hillside. It is very comfortable, very cozy. I used on the main part this yarn, Studio Classic. It's a very budget yarn. And you need 2 pairs of circular needles, but they could be straight too, but it's not very convenient. So this is 4 millimeters and 2 millimeters needles, and you will need this pin. The number of stitches that we have to cast on here are 64, and I cast them the same way as I did it for child's slipper. So make first loop, cast on the smaller size needle, 64 stitches on one needle only. This is stitch number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. 9, 10. Continue the same way. I cast on 63 stitches and now 64, just make a regular way and tie it. Now first row is just a regular rib stitch, knit and purl stitches. 1 knit, 1 purl. Turn them around and make sure they look all in one direction. I'm going to distribute the stitches to show you that they all look in different direction. See, one looks to the right and another looks to the left. To the right, to the left. This is a knit stitch and this is purl stitch. Knit, purl, and so on. So first row is just a regular rib stitch, 1 knit, 1 purl, but first stitch I just transfer and then knit 1 and purl 1, knit and purl, knit and purl, and so on until end of the row. The last stitch is always purl. I completed first row, just a regular rib stitch. So next 2 rows are double rib stitch. How to knit double rib stitch? First edge stitch transfer, then knit stitches in knit, and this is a purl stitch. You do not purl it, you just transfer, keeping yarn at the front. Again, knit and transfer with yarn at the front. Knit, transfer, knit, transfer, and so on until end of the row. The same way I will knit row number 3. This is row number 2. I completed row number 2 with double rib stitch, and then, as I said earlier, row number 3 is the same, double rib stitch, which means knit stitches, but now from the front loop, and purl stitch transfer. The only difference is the way it lies on the needle, the knit stitch. See? Before it was like that, and I was knitting through the real loop. Now it lies like that because I was transferring. That was a purl stitch in previous row. And so on. Knit and purl stitch, you just transfer. Knit and transfer until end of the row. Last stitch is always purl. That was row number 3. Now row number 4 is just a regular rib stitch one by one. So knit stitch, you knit, purl stitch, purl, knit and purl until end of the row. This was a real row inside because I purled them, these 6. Now I'm knitting the front row. Knit and purl as you see. This is a purl stitch, a purl, knit stitch, you knit until you come to the middle 6 stitches. Now I came to middle 6 stitches and I have to make 5 out of each 3. So 5 out of this 3 and 5 out of this 3. How to do it? Knit them 3 together like this, yarn over, and again 3 together, and again yarn over and 3 together under the same 3 stitches. Now release them. Do the same thing with the next 3. 3 together, yarn over, 3 together, oops, not all of them, 3 together, sorry, yarn over, 3 together. That's why it's important to make these stitches a little larger. Yarn over, and one more time, 3 together under the same 3 stitches. Done. Now release it and continue knitting and purling as you see until end of this row. This is knit, you knit, purl stitch, purl, knit and purl until end of the row. Now this was a face row, this face. Now I will be knitting an inner row. All rib stitches always knit and purl as you see until you come to middle part or central part. I came to middle part, 2 groups of 5 stitches in each. I need still 6 stitches to make next kind of additions, extra stitches. I need still 6 stitches to make in the next row additions, so make 5 out of 3. So from these 5 stitches, 2 I will add to this rib stitch on the right side, and from these 5 I will add last 2 stitches to this side of rib stitch. This one is purl, last on my rib stitch on my right needle. So next should be knit, and next should be purl. Now 3 stitches on this side. I will purl 1, making them a little larger, 2, 3. Now next 5. First 3 I will purl 1, 2, 3, and last 2 out of 5 I will add to this rib stitch. Here is a purl stitch, so this should be knit and this should be purl. So purl, knit, and then continue the rib stitch one by one. So I completed this first part. I have to repeat it 6 times. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times I did the same thing. I will show you one more time and then I think it's clear and you can continue. So this I completed. I will do this again. Again, rib stitch until the middle 6 stitches. Here are 3 and 3 central stitches. See? Let me move it away. 3 and 3. This 3 and this 3. From each of this group of 3, I have to make 5 out of this 3 and 5 out of this 3. The same way. So knit 3 together, yarn over, 3 together again, yarn over, and again 3 together. And that's it. I have 5 stitches out of 3. The same thing I will do with these 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. 3 together, yarn over, 3 together, 3 together, yarn over, and one more time, 3 together. And release it. That's it. And continue one by one rib stitch till end of the row. Now inner row, again rib stitches until middle 5, and from each of these 5, 2 I will add to rib stitch on this side and 2 I will add to the rib stitch on this side. All the time the same. Now to add 2 out of this 5 to rib stitch, I have to continue the rib stitch line. So this is purl, so next will be knit, after that purl. Now purl 3 for middle part. This is 1, little bigger, 2, make the stitches a little bit loose, 3, and another 3, 1, 2, 3, and now purl, knit to continue rib stitch on the left side. Purl, knit, purl, knit, and so on until end of this row. And this row will complete second part, the second additions, stitch addition, right? So I will do another 4 of them off the camera. I think it's clear now. So off the camera I will finish all this part, and then we will meet when I'm done and I will explain how to do this turnaround and continue the bottom part of the slipper.